Antonio Spurs didn't get Kevin Durant, right? I think that we're all somewhat upset about it, but at the same time, we don't blame the Spurs. I haven't seen one person, even the most toxic side of Spurs Twitter, blame Brian Wright or get mad at the front office over this. And I think it's because they've made so many great moves, even though I've been bringing up since day one that Brian Wright has been a good GM. But now that people are starting to see like some of the bigger names like De'Aaron Fox get to the team, I think people are a little bit more optimistic. But with that being said, well, and Steph Castle developing as quickly as he's developed. But with that being said, yeah, Kevin Durant, Spurs just didn't want to put anything else out there, which I completely understand. I think we landed on the 14th pick, Keldon or Barnes and Devin Vassell. Or was it, I think it was Devin or Keldon and Harrison Barnes. I think that's what the deal was. But they were like, no, we want more. And I guess they got more. I mean, I would say that Jalen Green has a little bit more upside technically than Devin, right? Than Devin Vassell, even though he's been kind of whack when it comes to the playoffs. But yeah, he has immense talent, and some people believe that he could be a star with the right amount of patience if the Suns are willing to give him that. So yeah, I think they did get a better deal, and then they got the 10th overall pick, right? If anything, I've seen a lot of Houston Rockets fans quite upset. But honestly, if I was a Rockets fan, I wouldn't be that upset by this. I don't think it's enough for them to make some noise, but I wouldn't be upset by what you gave up, because the Houston Rockets just don't have the time right now to wait for Jalen Green to develop. They're trying to win as soon as they possibly can, okay? Because we know the Spurs are coming. Wemby's coming. Let's just call it how it is. Wemby's coming, okay? But with that being said, the Spurs are not going to go out quiet, okay? There's a lot of moves that can be made pretty soon. And here's the first bit of news that we got. We got the San Antonio Spurs expected to be interested in big man Yabusele. Now, guys, I'll be honest with you. I watched Yabusele in the Olympics, okay? And him and Vic definitely have some chemistry. He plays hard, right? That's what I recall. But I'm not going to lie to you and act like, oh, yeah, I've seen so many games with y'all. I haven't. I just haven't. I haven't watched a lot of 76ers games. I don't know a lot about his production, so I'm kind of leaning on chat. And when this video is uploaded, just the YouTube comments. I trust you guys, okay? If you watched them, and just let us know like how you feel about it. It's not one that I'm worried about. It's not like, oh my God, this is going to be, you shouldn't go after. Like I just genuinely don't know. But I do know if the Spurs are interested, and it's Vic's friend, I'm cool with it. His whole, like, if the Spurs wanted to hire his family members, if they're not an Uncle Dennis, come on board. You know what I mean? Improves the depth. Okay, all right. Well, I got his stats up right here. Played a total of 70 games last season. Started in 43 of them and had a lot of minutes. 27 minutes this last season. 27 minutes. And we can see here field goal percentage right at 50. Very efficient from three, right? Rebound numbers 5.6, 2 assists, 0.3 blocks, 0.8 steals. Looks good, looks clean. But I mean, I can't tell enough. I don't know enough. You know what I mean? So I can't emphasize it too much. Yeah, when they say big man, how tall is he? Because I remember him looking pretty small, 6'8". Yeah, that's a small forward. I mean, he's a power forward, but that's kind of a small forward there. Yabusele is a legit role player, and he's heavy and nimble. Okay, I know that he was strong. Yeah, all of my memory, I'm being honest with you guys. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. All my memory is going towards the Olympics. That's what I remember him as, and I remember being fond of him. I remember him playing hard. I remember him bringing a certain amount of energy. He clicked with Wemby quite well. They had some pretty nice connections here and there. Some nice lobs that I got to see. Yabusele dunked on LeBron in Olympics and good in Olympics chemistry with Wemby. French connection since D.L. Parker. Okay. All right. I see you. Click on the Hims ad for me real quick. What's Hims? 3-1 for thicker, fuller hair. Okay. He's short for a power forward, not small. He's a strong dude. He's a strong dude for sure. He can shoot the three better than Sohan. Thank you. That's not a huge feat, to be real with you. Fundamentally a solid player, and I doubt he'll cost much cap. Okay. Yeah, and he's like 29, right? Yeah, he's 29 years old, so a little older. A little older. Well-experienced professional, I'll say that. So, yeah, adding him to me would just speak to the Spurs doing what they should do, which is just add as much depth as we humanly can, right? And that's, I mean, the two teams that had the most depth were the two teams that were in the finals. So that's really what it comes down to. You just need as much depth as possible. This is what makes the Spurs so scary, right? Do you guys recall some of the plus minuses we saw during the season when it was when Wemby's on the court? Like, some of the plus minuses were absolutely insane, and a lot of those games, if you could have just keep your head above water, bro, while Wemby sat down, we would have been blowing out a lot of teams, because Wemby was absolutely destroying a lot of these guys. And one thing that I go back to is I think about some of the showings with the Pacers, right? Because Pacers are a really good team this year, but times when Wemby was on the court, they couldn't do anything. But then I watched them in the finals, and it's like, whoa, everything is clicking. When things are clicking, they are clicking, right? And they can be very explosive. But it just shows how great Wemby is and how great some of our defensive players are, right? That we can just absolutely demolish teams where they can't even function offensively. And I think that if you just add depth and just add enough players where when Wemby sit, we're still okay. We're still all right. I think that you're going to be beating a lot of teams, convincingly so. And I'm starting to convince myself even more that this upcoming season is not just, because some people say like play in. I'm thinking not just playoffs. I'm thinking we win a series or two in the playoffs. Like I believe basically in Wemby that much. I believe in Wemby that much. And then Sohan and Castle, their growth. It's going to be a beautiful sight to see. And then Dylan Harper is a whole nother story. Fox, we haven't even seen him healthy with Wemby. They only played like 6-7 games, guys. Like it's going to be nasty. Yeah, it's going to be nasty. Start Harper over Castle. Oh, you're asking me? Yeah, probably. I think Harper starting just makes a little bit more sense, right? And when we're talking about depth, I think Castle coming off the bench and holding down a bench unit will just destroy the opposing team. Whereas I don't know who you finished the game with, but as far as Harper, him being, inexperienced, but also really explosive and really great offensively, I think that's going to be a beautiful sight to see him next to Fox, a point guard. And but yeah. And some people really have some misinformation when it comes to him. Like I saw some people say like, that Harper isn't, or Harper needs the ball in his hands, and that's not true. He's actually really great without the ball in his hands. Like his numbers are really good. Like he's top of the class, really good without the ball in his hands. So he'll fit in just fine in the starter unit. So I would have him start and then just have Castle run the offense off the bench. And even throughout this season, we've seen that work pretty well when we had to do that. So. I've seen Harper isn't a good defender. Yeah, I don't know where that's coming from. Harper's also a really good defender. So I'm putting that out there right now, right? So if anybody thinks that, it's just wrong. I don't know who's saying that, right? I saw some people get really upset with me for saying that Harper is a better prospect than what Castle was, which is just objectively true. It's just objectively true. Even though Castle is really great, and I was one of the main ones fighting for the Spurs to get Castle, going against so many people in the comments every day, or in chat every day, about who we should grab with the fourth pick. I kept saying Castle. So for me to say that, yes, I think that he's better than Castle, I think you should take that and say, wow, he's really good. Right? That would be the equivalent of me saying, like, I think this player is a better defender than Sohan, right? If I said that, you know how much I love Sohan. You should be able to understand that this isn't me saying this player bad and this player good. It's just me saying this player good, this player better. And that's okay. They're on the same team, right? Tim Duncan was better than Manu Ginobili, even though Manu's my favorite player of all time. But Castle better right now at the moment, though. It's going to become apparent very early how good Harper is. Just give me a couple weeks. Give me a couple weeks of him in the NBA. You'll see what I'm talking about. Now, I literally mean that. Like, give me a couple weeks, maybe three. Give me about 3 weeks. It's kind of hard to tell how Mitch Johnson would go about things, but yeah, just give me a couple weeks. Anyways, besides the point, going after Yabusele, I don't think that's a bad thing, right? I just don't know much about him, but based on what chat said, hey, it's just going to add depth. Based on these stats, it looks pretty good. I'm on board. Cool. Good news, I guess.